Good morning to you, sir, and welcome us to the JabJab show. The present day, lest I be reviewing the movie The Witch, or something. I'm just, it's a rough translation anyway for my usual video intro. Just getting into the spirits of all things 16th century. Cease panicking, this will not be all the way through. You get the idea anyway.
Welcome to your doom. Shut it and get over here. Massive uppercuts!
So yeah, The Witch, or the VVitch, as it's actually spelt in the old style way of doing things. It's directed by Robert Eggers. It stars Ralph Ineson, who's probably best known from me as Finchy out of The Office, Anya Joy, and also Kate Dickey. And as this is a Blu-ray review, here's a Blu-ray here, right here. See, disc and everything. It's got ultraviolet something or other. You can download it, put it onto your things and whatever. But as you might be able to see, it's got nothing, not a thing, in terms of extras, which really annoys me, because the US version of the Blu-ray, you're lucky if you're in the US, because you have a commentary, you have Q&A, and you have a featurette on there as well. You might have a few trailers as well. I don't know. But either way, it just frustrates me down the years of what, even going back to days of DVDs, when obviously you can still get DVDs and all the rest of it. It's for another video, that is, but where the US and other territories might get better extras than than us, so we get shafted here in the UK, but a lot of the time in terms of extras. I mean, I've got a load of DVDs, which are region one, because the extras are better on them. I seek out the best version of the film, not so much the nicest looking, not necessarily, but the ones with more of the extras on. I want to learn more and all the rest of it about films and everything else like that, so I seek them out. But it just frustrates me, like the big companies, big distributors, like in this case Universal Pictures, just seem like, for whatever reason, they deem to make another disc of the same film, but without the extras. Why not just give us all the extras like all the other? I don't get the whole thing. The whole region locking thing annoys me. It annoys the heck out of me. It has done for years. Over here in the UK, most of the Blu-ray players, I say most because it's not all, Blu-ray players out here are default multi-region DVD players, as in they play the region ones and whatever from the US and so forth. I don't know of any Blu-ray players I can get in the UK that can play US Blu-ray players. I'm not a fan of the whole region locking thing. Stop doing it, Okay, so rant over now. The story of The Witch is set in 1630. You got William and Catherine, who are looking after the kids in New England. They're leading a very puritanical Christian way of life. One night, newborn mysteriously vanishes, and all their crops on the field die out as well. Some of the kids start talking about a witch in the woods, like there's a little myth going about. And as the events escalate and so forth, they all start turning against each other, basically. So there's rumoured to be a witch in the woods. There's a group of people who are talking about her, then argue about her, then turn on each other about it. So is there any arguments on a map as well? So I missed this film in cinema, but I've watched it a couple of times since. And yes, this is a video request from YouTuber Bavek Fush. I'm sorry it's taking so long for me to do this video. I kicked myself up the arse though. One of the main things you got from watching this film is the sense of dread that are hanging over the family. I feel it helps if you put yourself into their position in the time period and the circumstances, of what happens in the film. And, you can forget your 4K TVs, your virtual reality headsets, your social media, your expensive handbags, and even the ability to, look up like medical symptoms online. Forget all that stuff, because back in 1630, when the proverbial hits a van, none of it's going to help you. So with the combination of the disappearance of the newborn child, and also like the legend or the myth of the witch that seems to follow them around in everything they're saying and doing, and also the fact that they're trying to live their life by the Bible, gives the film an almost unique look and feel. Compared to most of the modern popular horror films that seems to be like very jump scare happy. But just to let you know now, I'm a fan of a lot of the modern horrors. I'm aware it's not all the jump scares and so forth. I'm talking about the filmmaking style, the way it's shot and so forth. It's very deliberately paced and so forth. It feels almost like a film that's been made from a bygone era. In terms of the pacing, I feel the film does a really good job at drawing you in. You know, it gives you a lot of time with the characters and the whole family dynamic and how they live and so forth. Also, it gives you time to get your head around the whole 16th century dialogue, you know, how everyone's speaking and so forth. I do feel like also the mother and father, played by Ralph Ineson and Kate Dickey, they're both excellent. You know, you can tell they're grieving a lot, you know, but they suppress it in front of the children. But you can tell just behind their eyes, you know, they're just one step away from having a big meltdown. Anya Taylor-Joy is also excellent here. She plays Thomason, as the eldest child of the family. I do feel she has the most emotional heavy lifting to do of all the children, although the actors for those children also have a lot to work with as well. You know, there's a scene about 2/3 of the way through where the character returns from somewhere and everything seems okay, and then suddenly things turn south very quickly. And this is one of the scenes that got a real sense of helplessness with the family, you know, what they're going through and what's happening here, you know. And I'll say, this is in 1630, this is years before you can go online searching for illnesses and the symptoms and whatever. You can't, you know, they can't go, oh, just let me just get my laptop out, okay, he's speaking in tongues, his action a bit weird. Couldn't do any of that back then, so all they've really got going for them is the faith, which by this point of the film is being tested severely by the talk of the witch and so forth. So for me, there's a lot to love about this film. You know, if you go in expecting a slow burner, allow it to take its time, I mean, you're all set. And even if not, just embrace it, allow the atmosphere to soak up, and I'm sure you'll love it. You know, it's very classically shot. I mean, there's no flashy editing; it doesn't need it. You know, and the lighting as well, it's very atmospheric, and I believe most if not all the interior shots are just lit by candlelight, which adds further on to the atmosphere. The imagery is also great, you know, not just talking about the witch herself and the various forms she takes. You know, they draw a lot of inspiration from the folklore of witchcraft and, you know, things like that as well. And given the fact the film was budgeted at around 3.5 million, it's really good use of the wardrobe, the locations. It's just really well made. Yes, so I highly recommend this film. So if you allow yourself to be drawn into it, I'm sure the witch will get you. It's lovely stuff. So I'm going to throw out a few fun questions out for you now. So what do you think to this film? What's your favourite film about a witch, or a film with a witch in that isn't necessarily part of, you know, the main focus of the story? Let me know down below in the comment section. And also, I have these things here. You can join, follow, tweet, hashtag, you know, all the modern stuff that you can do. Just give me any requests that, or either them ones or down in the comment section. Any requests for films, video games that you want me to, you know, make a video of, or you just want to say hello and stuff. We can have a little talk and whatever about onions or whatever you feel. So yeah, anything down there in the comment section. Like, subscribe, comment, and tell your friends and everything. And in the words of the new Cyrus, send the word.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4,